Every time you think the boys can't go darker, Kimiko. That's all I gotta say. And we are back, Soldier Boy with Mother's MILF, hanging out for another Boys Recap, episode 2. And Soldier Boy is telling you to hit that subscribe button. Really helps our numbers. Hit the like button. Appreciate you. Without further ado, Will, give me some of your highlights for another bang episode of The Boys.
All right. Well, we're a little late on this episode, but we don't have to worry about it. So here we are, and we definitely got the return of Soldier Boy. All right. Now, whether it's for any relation to or not, I'm going to give a shout out to the U.S. Army and so with that. Happy birthday. I had a birthday yesterday. So we are here with Soldier Boy's return. Plain and simple. That's the biggest thing in this episode for me. Soldier Boy is back because we've been wondering where the hell he's been and what's been going on. So this episode was going to be off the jump, just freaking crazy. And it was. So what do you want to start with? Because I can go any direction.
I mean, there was so much that happened. The one thing that really shook me on this episode is when I've been watching this episode, I've been hyping Stan Edgar so much as the man who just can't be beat. And then Homelander just comes in with checkmate, kicks him out of his own damn company on a company hiatus, which if you've ever been on a hiatus from your job, you know you're basically unemployed. So I was so shook when that happened, even though Edgar was cocky going out the door. So that gives me some hope that he will be back stronger than ever. Like, got some thoughts on that?
Look, man, any man in any show who can literally straighten his tie with half his face missing and fucking die, like, he ain't done yet. Edgar ain't done yet. All right, freaking. I don't care, freaking, if it was freaking, Breaking Bad, if it was Star Wars, if it was Far Cry 6. This man is a legend for being this type of character, and I don't think he's freaking done by a long shot. Like, he may not make it through the entire season, but he's not. I don't think he's done for the season. Like, I think he's gonna ride it out to the end of the season. I didn't see it coming. I don't understand why I just want to protect the daughter, and then we're injecting her with stuff.
She's protecting her daughter because she's terrified that she isn't strong enough to kill Homelander. And it's kind of like when someone comes into your home and you're kind of worried they might get you. You want your babies to have weapons at the ready, do you not? The only thing that's going to fight Homelander is another soup. And there's only a few characters like Black Noir, Queen Maeve, Soldier Boy, and Homelander's kid right now that could honestly give Homelander a run for his money. Like, we know he's strong for this universe, but I mean, in the DC universe, he'd be very fragile. But in this universe, Homelander is a god tier character. So you want all the guns, weapons, munition, whatever the case may be, to protect you and what is yours. And that's what she's doing with her daughter, even though morally, I can't say this is a great decision.
Well, as a parent, I understand her decision, but yeah, freaking, you're putting your kid through some stuff that you don't even know if they're going to survive, how they need to survive. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know, you remember when Abomination was created in the Incredible Hulk, and he's like, you've already got something in there, and you want me to put more, and we see what that turned out to be, an Abomination. So this could happen at any point in time with any character, and I kind of see that happening with Homelander at some point. Like I feel like he's going to juice himself up at some point and become, something far worse than what he is now. Like there's it's just way more going on inside his head that is jacked up. I don't think we're gonna survive this. Like freaking
Because Homelander is going to go one of two ways. Either A, exactly what you said happens. He juices himself and he becomes ungodly strong. Or he runs into Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy does his little chest blast. And whatever they put in the Soldier Boy is going to knock out Homelander's powers. And he's going to go from this deity that he believes he is. And in his universe, he really is. He's going to become the average Joe that no one's going to give two shits about, which I'm sure Butcher would love, even though Butcher is becoming really, really obsessed with his newfound power. And Hughie took the dark turn of dark turns. Kimiko is dying in the back of this truck. Everyone's helping, and he's just sitting there out the window, just like having the time of his life. Like he just had his first date. He had his first kiss. He's thinking he's going to slide in later to some nice, beautiful woman.
All right, so let's talk about the rails. So you got to look at the dynamics and stuff. All right. First off, Soldier Boy returning is just going to be something else, and we'll get a little bit more into him later. But Butcher is trying to figure these powers out. Like he's got them like figured, but he doesn't know what it's doing to him. He doesn't know how he's going to fully respond to it. So he's kind of watching himself as he goes, and he's got like a little bit of an itch to it. And I see like he's not like addicted to it in terms of like I got to have it. Like he seems to only be taking it in contingency situations right now. That could change, but he's only taking it twice. It's like, okay, we're going up against it, or we may find something. Make sure I got it. But it also seems like it's got more of a residual than just the 24 hours that it's supposed to take hold. I think it's still kind of sitting. So maybe after repeated doses, something lingers or sticks around.
Because Edgar, when he said he made the compound, is like, we believe. It's like any manufacturer says we believe something about our product, but we're not saying factually what this is. Something's up, something buggy.
No, it's that guy at the end of the thing who talks really, really fast. So that side effects may occur. Like that's literally freaking.
If you have an erection lasting longer than 3 hours,
Homelander freaking blew his head off before we fucking got him to talk about that part. So that's that. But let's talk about Hughie. Hughie went kablooey right through somebody's freaking chest. Like he's on the opposite end of the spectrum. He's on that. That's why he's the balance to Butcher, so that he's on that euphoric freaking kind of slope where he's just like, yeah, it's great. I feel good. So that you got to think about him, like the fact that what he just did was amazing. He healed himself in the process. 2, he now has a fighting chance to protect his woman, and so at that. And you got to remember, he's been punked. It's like punked by A-Train, punked by Homelander, punked by Butcher. So he's been punked the entire time. So this is the first time where he's like, I'm up there with the big boys. He's feeling himself. He's feeling himself. He's just like, yeah, but this could go anyway.
He could be riding that little power high a little too much, because I mean, his moral compass is swaying. I feel awful for Frenchie. He finally came to the conclusion that he doesn't need to be someone's guard dog anymore, and he can be his own man, live his own life. And the only person that it made sense for him to be with, because his girl is gone, is now fighting for her life in the back of this truck while Mother's Milk is trying to heal a superhero from a superhero blast. Like, what do you do there? I don't think there's any medical training for that kind of stuff. Like, is Kimiko like just gone?
No.
I was like,
well, we don't know what damage the blast. Like, I don't think the blast did any damage to her in terms of
she's not healing. Her powers have stopped from the blast, and now she's susceptible to regular damage, and like
Yeah, so
she's bleeding out
the
from
rebar
this.
going through her, that's what's freaking is killing her. So standard trauma stuff would work towards helping stabilize her. But again, that type of, just me coming from an EMT background, I said that type of bleed, depending on where it's exactly is located, so that can be fatal in a matter of minutes if she bleeds out. So they got to stabilize that. So when it comes to him doing the blast, I kind of felt like it was like more of like a Cyclops type blast where it's concussive force, and then it took the powers. Like that's all that they did, and the damage came from everything else. Like as soon as that blast hit her, powers were removed. Then she smacked into the back of the wall with the force. All the stuff went through her, so now she's damaged. So they can still save her, but she may not have her powers, or it may be a temporary removal of powers because we don't know much about what's going on with Soldier Boy. He came out that tank, and it's
A
just like,
little bit
okay,
different, a little groggy, a little disoriented. He didn't have his usual expressive personality. But I do have to say, though, Jensen Ackles, thank you for bulking up for this role. He looks lean, he looks ripped, he looks ready to do damage. It's like when you see a character like this introduced, you want them to look the part. Boy, does he. And I mean, he was on screen for what, 2 minutes this episode? But he's all everyone's going to be talking about. The
I mean,
boys have
yeah,
done a fantastic job of keeping the gore and the story moving at the same time. Albeit, I think in this show, even as much as though it's largely a male audience watching, I think I've seen more dicks and male ass than any other show, I think, in the history of my lifetime from this one show. And yet, here we are every single week, gluttons for punishment, ready for a whole nother. What can we think of next? I mean, look, we just saw people get murdered with superhero vibrators and dildos.
death by dildo. Like I
And
thought death
that
by
wasn't like the
snoo
first
was
thing
gonna
we
be
talked about. We
fantastic.
spent 12 minutes just ignoring the fact that that happened.
Yeah, no, like, we'll talk about that. You got the freaking super hamster running through people's faces. All
Like
right,
M&M's dribbling your ass through a tube now has a whole other meaning.
yo, and this thing can fly. So it's like, what the
Super.
hell?
And it's still crawling around on the ground like while they were doing their recovery. So like luckily nobody else got murked by the super hamster.
Yeah, I don't know. So this one had a lot of pieces to it, but I really want to know what is Soldier Boy gonna do now. He's running right out there.
And then literally
What are we
with
gonna get done?
Soldier Boy is probably going to go try and take back his seat as top dog. If you've ever met an alpha male and they meet another alpha male, they're just destined to butt heads at some point, and something got to give. And I don't think Soldier Boy is going to take too kindly to Homelander announcing himself as this world's reckoning, this world's deity, and everyone's beneath him, because Soldier Boy was that guy. He was the hero. He's probably going to try and figure out what happened with Stan Edgar and all that. And I think Edgar's got a piece to play in that puzzle that we'll have to get answers for. But I mean, it's Edgar. Is he going to tell us? Probably not. Not unless it serves his agenda. Like this show has a really, really good story for everything that's going on. And I gotta say, A Train, you a bitch. You
Man,
a
A
bitch,
Train
bitch,
is
bitch,
on
bitch.
some.
Like
He's
you
on
just
some
killed
shit.
Supersonic. Supersonic trusted you. He was delivered that so slyly. I was starting to root for him,
Well,
although his
Supersonic
song's
was
trash.
stupid. All right,
It was
first
stupid.
off,
It was stupid, but
he was dumb as hell, and so that because you got Andy sitting there telling you that we don't know who you trust, trying to figure this stuff out, and you immediately just, oh well, he's having a slight disagreement, but this dude's been under Homelander's thumb for how long? And you're gonna immediately like, oh, like, hey, we should just get back. Like, you got to feel people out for that kind of stuff. You got to figure out what's going on, or what's it like? Do we have mutual goals that we're trying to accomplish? It doesn't even have to be, that you're against the freaking person. It's just like, do we have a goal that we're trying to accomplish that we want to work towards, and so that like we have a certain way of doing things. No, he just A Train just wants to be, protected because he's a little bitch, like plain and simple. So he's like, I want to be represent the people and be on top, so that. But okay, whatever you say, boss. Like, really?
You're not a proper representation of what your
Not
character is
not
trying
at
to
all.
represent at all. It's like no one's going to be down for the cause, quote unquote, with that kind of actions. I know it's behind closed doors, so no one's going to see it, but people can see that kind of stuff, smell that kind of stuff, and know it's all bad.
I
I
hope
do
he
love
snaps
the
his
subtle
fingers.
implications, though, that this has that Homelander, in his free time from getting chased, planning out how to get rid of Edgar and all that, was able to catch up to someone who's fast as supersonic and obliterate him. It's like there was not a lot left of him. There's not a lot of pieces left to do. So it's crazy to think that Homelander just had the free time to go ahead and just. So A-Train just probably should know where he stands right now. It's like you can't run anymore. Supersonic could. He's younger than you, and he's gone. That doesn't spell out a lot of hope for you if you mess up again.
Well, his ass should have found the Chaos Emeralds because he got fucked. But anyway, look, we got a lot of stuff going on, and I really want to see how this turns out. With again, right now, my most interesting part right now is Hughie and that hamster. Them two, like I know that Soldier Boy is back, and a lot of people hyped on him. It's cool. Like I already know what he's there. He's the weapon. He's what's there, so like that. But we know where his focus is. Like he's pretty simple. Like he's like a point, aim, and shoot. He's gonna point, aim, and shoot to take back his seat. Point, aim, and shoot, take out Homelander. He might have been conditioned in his head already. Like I need to take out Homelander. Whatever. Edgar is probably running the whole thing. He's probably gonna go find Edgar and set up stuff, and they're gonna go together to get it done. Whatever. What's going on with the hamster? And how high is freaking Hughie? Like, I want to know because I feel like they're gonna have a superhero sex session with Annie at some point, and yeah, it's
That
gonna
can't end
happen.
well.
Yeah, and
The
that's gonna
super
be
clapping.
yeah.
Oof.
And then the gerbil is gonna surprise randomly show out of nowhere and like shoot up the Deep's butt and kill him. That would be freaking hilarious because I don't like the Deep at all. Like the actor
No one,
playing
I
him is
don't think.
fantastic.
Yeah,
He's
he's
really
playing
making me
hard.
like not like the like
It
I'm
was just like U.S. Agent and Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's like the actor's doing a fantastic job of making us hate you, and
yeah.
that's your job as a villain. Make me hate you, and
Mm.
he's doing a very very believable job. The show has got us hooked. The main question I got to ask you, Will, are we doing a midnight for this next episode of The Boys?
I'm down. I mean, you let me know. I'm down. Like regardless, like I'm always gonna be down to get these out as soon as possible and stuff and talk about it, especially while it's fresh on my head. Yeah, we had a few scheduling things, but yeah, we here. We always gonna do it whenever we can and try to make sure I got this good content and all our shenanigans and everything involved. So
You heard it
I'm
here
definitely down
first.
for it.
If you want to see it, subscribe, ring that notification bell, hit that like button. We appreciate y'all. I don't have anything else to say. Take it away, Will. Hit us with that final outro. Let's get out of here.
Look, I'm all about it. So look, Soldier Boy, he's coming. All right. So y'all better get ready because this is about to get bloody. Period. Watch your back, Homelander.
Check out our other videos.